Whoa. I can't be Aiden. What's happening? Am I really being forced to choose between two things I don't even know? One white, one black. Is white the world of the living and black the infra world? There's not enough information for me. I don't know. If I pick one of them, will it show me a choice? Or will it show me more descriptions?
Other side. Another world. Becoming the wind, the stars, the universe.
Other way around.
Being with Aiden and those I've loved forever. Living, feeling, being in love.
I love you, Jodie.
Growing old.
I love you.
So many things I still have to do.
Whoa. See, I thought the black was the infra world, because I've always seen the infra world as someplace that you go to after you die, and that's kind of terrifying, right? But here, they portray it as beyond, and it's all white and beautiful, pristine, pure, which is kind of interesting. But what about Aiden? Aiden follows me? No, Aiden will go to beyond. Okay, let's try to weigh this out. Beyond means being with the people who are dead already, but I'll be happy there. Well, I think I'll be happy there, I'm not actually sure. Continuing to live? I don't like how they showed Ryan though, it kind of implies that if I live, I'll be with Ryan. There's really... This kind of came out of the left field. I'm not... Oh my god. It basically boils down to, okay, so far, out of her 20-something years of living, Jodie has been living a pretty shit life. Because of her extraordinary abilities, she's been thrown away by people, used by people, manipulated, everything bad you can think of. So, on that level, why would I want to choose life? Life has been what's giving me grief this whole time. But at the same time, isn't that just life? Isn't suffering and then having moments of happiness? Because we did have moments of happiness, a lot of them. Even though we were abandoned by our parents, we had Cole and Nathan. And even though we argued with Aiden a lot, I'm sure, behind the scenes, they also had a lot of fun together. And I don't know if your mom or the people who worked hard so that you could become the you today would like it if you gave up your life so easily. That's just what life is. Without the sadness, you won't feel happy. Maybe you can even think of it this way. You've had so much sadness, so maybe from now on, the happiness will come. We choose life. We shut down the condenser.
We're alive.
Back to this living world. What happened to instantaneous explosions?
Aiden?
Oh.
We made it. Jodie, we made it.
Aiden?
Being alive means being away. Parting from Aiden too, huh? Huh, that's it? Refused or postponed Ryan's declaration. 62. I'm glad to see, because Ryan's done a lot of weird, questionable things. Healed Cole, 78. 88, Ryan could have died. Majority of people chose life. Yeah, I feel like most people would choose life, from a dramatic point of view too. It's like, you get this choice of going somewhere better, but you end up choosing the thing you started with anyway. Took the CIA money. Good to know we're not all stubborn, cause dignity doesn't pay the bills. Dignity will not buy you food. Convinced Dawkins took his own... Oh my god. 75. How else could it have played out? He didn't kill himself? Or you don't convince him? Shut down the Black Sun. You cannot shut it down? I thought shut down the Black Sun would be the same choice as choosing life. Cause I assume that if you choose beyond, then it won't shut down the Black Sun? Not sure, but it seems like there might be more. Epilogue.
Ever since the Black Sun was destroyed, my memory has been disintegrating. I spent too much time on the other side. Now it's eating away at my mind, erasing what's left of it. My memories are all confused, slowly self-destructing, fading like a dream when you wake up.
Is that why we played it in this jumbled up order?
I'm losing my sense of time. I no longer know what happened before or after. Everything's playing inside my head at the same time. It's like watching the same film looping over and over again. A chaos of images with no order. So I've been writing night and day for weeks, trying to put my life down on paper. If I forget everything, these pages will be my memory.
3 months after the fact, the investigation continues in an effort to determine the cause of the accident that cost 283 lives on a Pentagon military base. Government representatives confirm that the authorities are working hand in hand with the investigators to shed light on this appalling tragedy.
The CIA is leaving me alone for the moment. I suppose they're too busy building another condenser to worry about me.
Why are they building another one? Oh my
I
god.
know they'll never abandon their experiments, now that they know what's on the other side. Honestly, I don't give a damn. Now I need to reconstruct my life. My life without Aiden. For as long as I can remember, I dreamt of living without him. untied, without his constant presence by my side. I got what I wanted. I've never been so unhappy in my life. I feel like part of me has been amputated.
That's literally what happened.
Crying all day. I know it's stupid.
It's not.
Shit. I miss him so much.
Cole! What? Did Jodie send that?
It took months. Months of nothing passing by. Then I woke up. I knew it was time. Time to start again. To build a new life.
What? Excuse me? Hang on, I'm just so overwhelmed by how they're just giving me 4 choices here. What is happening? Am I choosing the person I'm spending the rest of my life with? Okay, there's one that's... Okay, there's one here that's not like the other. Alone, okay? Jay. Kind of strange because we only saw him for 1 chapter, but okay. Ryan, of course, I guess. Zoe? The baby? Tuesday's baby? What's wrong with Tuesday's baby? Why does it say Zoe instead of like all the homeless people? What? What's happening? Okay, objectively speaking though, I don't think I would choose Ryan, although I'm interested in becoming friends with him. I have to say, at the very end there, when he sacrificed himself, I did get touched a little bit, but I feel like I'm not too sure if that's enough to make up for all the shitty things he's done so far. So, if he's sincere, I'm willing to, like, be a friend to him, but I don't want to, like, date him right away. And Jay, that's kind of out of nowhere. I'm gonna choose Zoe, actually. Since Jodie mentioned that she wants a new start, I don't think she would want to continue to be alone because she's been alone for a while already. And going back to the homeless people, I think it's nice because those were among the only people who were actually genuine to us too. So let's go with that.
It was so obvious. Deep inside, I always knew. I just needed the silence around me to hear what I was feeling.
Although it is kind of weird too because the homeless people appeared for 1 chapter as well. Just like Jay.
I told Ryan I couldn't see my future with him. We've been through too many difficult times together. Times I want to forget. He said he understood. That he'd wait as long as it takes. I know I felt something for him. It just wasn't strong enough. They took me in when I was alone. When all I could think of was dying. They shared the little they had without knowing me or judging me. Deep down, I knew that my place was there. With them.
They have a place now.
Stan does odd jobs here and there. Jimmy's gone back to school. He's clean now. Tuesday works behind a bar, and Walter looks after little Zoe. They're not rolling in money, but they manage. I never told them about my past, and they never asked. They love me for who I am.
Maybe that's for the best.
Some weird chick who talks to spirits. Zoe took to me like we'd always known each other. There's something about her big, sad eyes that reminds me of the little girl I once was. I knew she was different from the moment I saw her. We haven't talked about it, but we both know we have something in common.
What?
I see things at night. Terrifying things.
What?
Tell myself it's only nightmares, but I know it's not true. The only one who can save
Who's that?
the world is a little girl. I have to prepare her.
Zoe?
I know I don't have much time. Once Pandora's box is open, it can never be closed again. No. It's not nightmares. It's what is about to happen.
What? What even happened? What just happened? We're done? You know what? Let's hang on. I know there's a lot of other endings and I really can't be bothered to go through all 4 of those choices, but I at least want to choose Beyond and see how that changes things.
How much time do we have?
I want to say that they had no way of letting me just skip to this scene, so I had to replay the entire 1-hour chapter again. Yeah, I'm not gonna go for any other options anymore. Beyond is all I can handle. Let's see what this is about. Leaving behind the physical world. Does this mean I'll be with Aiden? So Ryan sat next to the explosion, but still made it out alive. Alright.
Jodie? Jodie. Jodie, come here, wake up. Jodie, wake. Jodie, wake up. Jodie, wake up. Jodie. Jodie. Jodie, wait. No. Jodie, wake up.
Oh, we're just back here again, of course. We gotta wait till the next chapter. Yeah, I pretty much did exactly what... Oh! Wow, look at that! Look at that 19%. Chose death. That's a pretty interesting wording. Not chose beyond, but chose death. Not sure how much I like that wording, But you know what? Looking at that... Ryan? I'm a bit confused about Ryan. I feel like maybe they wanted to show a romance that's not all about the good stuff. Maybe they wanted to show the type of romance where something could go horribly wrong. One person lying very, very badly to the other, but still have it work out. But I feel like until the very end, it was only until the very end that Ryan redeemed himself a little bit. Every other time, he's been pretty bad. So if that's what they were going for, the whole imperfect romance kind of thing, I think they could have done it another way, because it's not as convincing as it could be.
There's a world out here. A whole universe of forests and lakes and mountains and rivers. It's all around us. You just have to listen carefully to hear its whisper. Neither heaven nor hell. There's no God or devil. Just a place where we continue to exist after we die. My soul explores it endlessly, and I've still only seen a fragment of it. I can be everywhere and nowhere. I can dissolve into nothing, but become whole again. I can merge my soul with others, or be more alone than any human being has ever been. All this is possible merely by the force of my will.
They make it sound like such a peaceful place, but then why do entities that come out of it attack people?
I continue to look through to your world. I watch over those I love. I'd like them to know I'm there, that I'm okay. To hold them in my arms one more time. Tell them how much I miss them. But I have to settle for being close by. Invisible. Transparent. No more than a fading memory.
Cole's okay here too. Little princess, still here. What happened to settling for being close by?
I know what has been and what is yet to be. I know all the possibilities. I can see the darkness coming. I must stay a while longer. There is still a part to play before I can leave to discover what lies beyond.
Oh. So she's special again.
Sometimes, I can spend hours staring into space, watching the images as they go by. They play over and over again, like a TV that's never turned off. I don't know why I'm seeing all this, but there's one thing I do know. It all really happened. When I'm alone, I listen to the voice inside my head. She talks to me.
What?
Says there are things I need to know. Sometimes I shut my eyes and it's as if I could fly. I can go through walls. I see beautiful colors around people, and I discover faraway places, without ever leaving my room. The voice told me not to tell anyone. I'm really scared. Especially at night when I'm alone with the shadows.
The same thing!
Things moving in the darkness. Strange noises. Whispers in the dark. The voice says it's nothing. That it'll all go away. But she won't tell me what these things are. And I'm too scared to ask. I often have the same dream. Everything seems so real. The sounds, the smells, the light. Deep down, I know it's not just a dream. It's like an echo of things to come.
Fight entities.
I know there's not much time. There's only one thing I can be sure of. I will never be alone again.
Okay, we've reached the end again. Oh, I really don't know what to think about David Cage. I guess to begin with, I think the drama in this game is like A+. Oh, everything is so dramatic and action-packed. But the amount of sense everything made by the end, especially this last Black Sun chapter, I really don't know how much sense that made. All of it. Don't get me wrong though, I did really enjoy it. Because you know what? All that fancy music, the fancy animation, fancy mocap, I can just focus on it. I don't have to think about the actual story that hard. What even happened by the end though? The story kind of freaking went to hell. Oh my god, why is Tuesday's baby special? Please don't tell me it's because Jodie had a part in delivering the baby, because that's the exact same shit. That is the exact same shit they had in Fahrenheit. Again! Contaminated baby gets special powers. I can overlook everything else that already appeared in other David Cage games, like big scenes of blizzards, or visiting the hospital. All of that, sure, whatever, I can deal with it. Oh, the cop chase too. He loves having police chase scenes. But the contaminated baby? Really? Oh my goodness, I don't even know where to begin. How about we go with a list of pros and cons? Pros. Excellent mocapping. The facial expressions are probably some of the best I've ever seen in games. The people were very lifelike. The expressions in general were really, really good too, except for that one scene of Ryan laughing like a maniac. Appropriate, and I might even say excellent, soundtrack, evoking the right emotions at the right time. Animation was nice. Cinematic direction, like the camera angles and stuff, sure, yeah, those were fine too. They were fine. Those are not things that Quantic Dream has problems with. Cons. I think we already know what the con of a David Cage game is. The story was all over the place. But you know what? To its credit though, I think they hit it pretty well. Number one, because the game is about paranormal themes to begin with. And number two, they did the whole segmented important events in Jodie's life thing. Not even just talking about the order of everything, but the fact that it's not a completely connected story gives it a lot more room, because then we can start to connect the dots inside our own heads. Which is, like I said before, well played if he realized that that's not what his forte is in. Yeah, people should work on their strengths, so if it is an intentional thing to avoid his weakness of not being able to make a story make sense, hey, good for him. Oh, I forgot to add one more thing to the pros list. Ellen Page. I like Ellen Page, so I think that's a plus. In terms of my favorite and least favorite bits, I'm not sure what my favorite section is. Let me have a think. But I know what my least favorite section is. It's the mission. The mission to that Civil War place. That part was just so drawn out, with the only thing that I wanted to bring attention to being that Jodie was being used by the CIA. But then there was also an hour long of like a QTE game trying to pretend to be something it's not really good at being. So I felt like that part was kind of dragged out. Favorite section? I can't think right off the top of my head, but it has to be one of the earlier sections, I think. Oh, no. I know what my favorite one is. Homeless. When she was in the blizzard and she met all those homeless people. I think I like that section. Especially enjoyed the bit where I had to panhandle or steal money to try to make ends meet. Even though it was at Jodie's lowest point in her life, arguably, I think it was also one of the bits where she found some happiness, some really genuine happiness, because she met those homeless people, and for once, she wasn't being judged because she had some ability or whatever. Feel free to let me know which sections you liked or didn't like. Yeah. Should we talk about the actual ending then? The life endings seem to be split off into 4 things: alone, Zoe, Jay, or Ryan. So I assume that, you know, if I chose Ryan, then I would live with Ryan happily ever after. If I choose Jay, then I would live with Jay happily ever after. So on and so forth. I feel kind of sad that I don't think we got a resolution for Aiden. Beside for that one bit where there was a visualized human version of Aiden, that was pretty much it. I'll have to look up the other endings to see if Aiden appears in any of them though, but I just felt kind of sad that we couldn't just go back to our ordinary lives with Aiden. But at the same time, I get it. Moving on, blah blah blah, so on and so forth. That Zoe thing kind of came out of the blue though. A few comment sections ago, someone wrote that, hey, Matterwellans, you should remember who Zoe is. And I was like, who the hell is that? And I racked my brain and remembered, oh, it's Tuesday's baby. And I can't believe that this is how she showed up. Yeah, not too many other thoughts right now, because honestly, I'm a little bit irritated that I had to play the last chapter, 2 hours of my life gone, again, to see 2 endings. I really enjoyed some of the character interactions, namely, of course, being Jodie and Aiden's relationship. They have probably one of the most complex relationships, if not the most, in the entire game here. Started out as confusion. Why are we tied to each other? Turned into hate. Stop being around me all the time. But then feeling protective from Aiden's side. And Jodie feeling love for him too. Speaking of love, they never even knew they were siblings until the very end. They were twins. So what kind of love? Was it a romantic love? Or was it really just a sibling love? That's something that we don't know, and they don't know probably. Kind of makes you think back to the dinner. Did Aiden not like Ryan because he was jealous, because he wanted Jodie all to himself, or is it really because he sees Jodie as his sister, or a sister-like figure? I remember reading somewhere that siblings, if they grow up together, they don't feel attraction to each other because, I don't know what it's called, but they don't feel attracted to each other because they grow up together. However, if you have siblings who grow up apart and then they meet each other later in life, then the chances of them becoming attracted to each other actually increases, which is pretty interesting. And I wonder how that kind of theory would have played a part in Jodie and Aiden's relationship. Technically, they're siblings that grew up together, but then again, they never knew they were siblings. So maybe to them, they were just really close friends. And, you know, falling for your best friend is something that happens pretty often. The more I talk about it, the more I realize that I really enjoyed Jodie and Aiden's relationship. Yeah, that's pretty much all my thoughts on Beyond Two Souls. I know there's a DLC for this game, Advanced Experiment, but I looked up the plot synopsis thing for a little bit, and as far as I can tell, it's completely irrelevant. It's apparently like some puzzles when Jodie and Aiden were training in the CIA, so we just use Aiden's powers to solve things here and there or whatever. I don't know. But I feel like after this long journey, if we suddenly go do this DLC that has no story impact, it just kind of ruins it, so I'm not gonna do it. Unless if someone can tell me otherwise that, hey, this is actually really important for the story, I'm not gonna do it. Alright, this was Beyond Two Souls with Matterwellans. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this game as much as I did. And thank you very much. I will see you all in another place, in another time. Bye!